tracing through the gloom. Scenes from the recent press conferences flashed in her mind, the cops grim-faced on the evening news. Be vigilant. But she'd left work early, driven all the way across town. It wasn't late. The darkness, just storm. Stuffing her phone into her pocket with a curse for Tara's useless babysitter, Haley left the parking lot and set off at a jog along the path, skirting icy puddles that looked like cracked glass. Her muscles were stiff, but she quickened her pace as she entered the dank shadows beneath the interstate bridge, filled with the muffled thunder of trucks. The squat concrete piers of the overpass were swirled with manic loops of graffiti. MAGA shouted scarlet among faded scrawls. There was a poster from the recent presidential campaign, peeling in the damp. On it, the president-elect's mouth had been sprayed with a wide black slash. A mask, or a muzzle. Emerging into the dim daylight, Haley headed for the pale arch of the Iowa Women of Achievement Bridge, built in honor of female civil rights leaders, scientists, and war veterans. It pinched the east and west sides of Des Moines together like a delicate brooch. The wind picked up, unsettling the river. She ran faster, past the Wells Fargo Arena, fronted with a billboard for the Iowa Wolves. Howl all season long. The air filled with a freezing mist of drizzle. She tugged her pink beanie over her ears, nodding to the few joggers and walkers she passed who'd braved the wild evening. Her annoyance at being stood up by Tara dropped away, along with other worries and frustrations of the day. Her mom's frantic call about her dad, who might need his operation sooner than expected. Her boss's demand she work this weekend. Yards became miles. Down by Principal Park, where the Des Moines and Raccoon Rivers converged, the trail continued, snaking toward a wooded area. A group of young men were loitering on a patch of snow-mottled wasteland. A couple of them straddled bikes. The rest hunched together, hoods up, cigarettes smoldering between clenched fingers. Heads turned to Haley as she approached. An inaudible comment from one was followed by laughter from the others. She slowed, sweat stinging her eyes. The trail beyond the youths ran on, empty, to a dark line of trees hissing in the wind. She and Tara would normally continue for another few miles, but it really was getting dark now, and she was tired. At least, that's what she told herself as she turned and ran back the way she'd come. She heard more laughter behind her, felt the familiar prickle in her spine. She had started running a year ago, after all the shit that went down with Brett Childs. It had helped with the stress, pounding out her anger beneath her feet, each mile a challenge she could overcome. But in time, she discovered her new hobby came with its own issues. Sometimes men would whistle from their cars or shout obscene things. Tara usually flipped them off, but Haley had been wary, ever since a man once followed her in his pickup on a lonely stretch of road, never speaking, just the low shudder of his engine over her running footsteps. Once back alongside the main roads, puddled by streetlights, she shrugged off her unease and focused on the return stretch, pushing her legs into a sprint, lungs burning. The rain turned to sleet. The thought of a hot shower and a guilt-free glass of wine glowed in her mind. Under the bridges, back past the arena, its bank of windows reflecting the glowering sky. She could see the lights of the parking lot, her car a distant smudge of blue in the frozen rain. The overpass was coming up, a slab of shadow widening to receive her. It came from the left, sharp and sudden, a flash of movement in the darkness of the pass. Something slammed into her stomach. Haley doubled over and dropped to her knees, all the wind knocked out of her. She fell forward on her hands, ice and grit spiking through her gloves. She tried to drag in a breath, but pain had squeezed her lungs into an airless knot.